buddy. Kid's going places. Like back to his table. No, that's not mean. I could be meaner. I've done it before. So, the door is open. Why is the door open? Do you not read contract writers? I don't work cold. I can wait. I love having power. Door's still open, by the way. Again? Okay. All right. See, you play the fire hall in New Jersey. Our next comedian is a very lovely lady. Exceptionally talented. I was with her last night and this morning. That's because of the pills. These ones here. Please welcome the exceptionally talented Violet Gray.
Give it up for all the comics you've heard thus far. Everyone. Tyler Devo. Matt Kaiser, the rape clown. So, I'm like a dude, right?
What?
It's true, I'm totally a man. And yeah. I get to have fun dressing like this. I was at a club one time and this guy came up and he said to me, no, this is a true story by the way. He says, hey, my name is Joe. I'm into water sports. What are you into? I went in his ear and I went, cross-dressing. He didn't take it as well as you all did. Got all, oh my God, I thought you were a girl, and I was attracted to you. Does that make me gay? I'm like, calm down, okay? The answer is yes. I'm not even a comedian. I just show up, make people question their sexuality, and leave. That's all I'm here for. You wouldn't believe some of the things that guys say to me. Like, I'm walking down the street, and this guy, as I walk down the street, he's waiting for the bus, because if I liked men, I'd totally go for that. And as I walk by, he says, hey girl, I want to spread your legs like a book and read you with my tongue like an encyclopedia. I was like, I don't think this is literature you'd be interested in. Not really an encyclopedia so much as a pop-up book. Here's the weirdest thing. So, I was watching this debate on YouTube, and they were talking about transgender rights, okay? And they were talking about bathroom privileges. Should people who are transgendered have the right to use the bathroom of the sex that they identify with? And you know, they were making this rational argument, you know, I put a lot of time and effort into looking like a girl, and if I go into the men's bathroom, it could cause problems. The counter argument was the weirdest argument that I had ever heard. They said, we don't have anything against transgender people per se, but we're just afraid that if they're allowed to go into those bathrooms, that could open the door for all the sexual predators to come in. And I thought that was a strange argument because I had no idea that the door on the women's bathroom was halting this tide of rape. Like the world is just full of sexual predators going, yeah, I'm gonna rape her. Oh, she went to the women's bathroom. Can't go in there, that would be illegal. Oh. Speaking of seeing somebody's dick that you don't want to, right? This is a true story. I did a nudist colony gig with comedian Matt, that's a very funny comedian. I did a nudist colony gig, and it's never the people that you want to see naked. And because I did this nudist colony gig, I now have a rule, okay? if we're having a conversation, first let me say, I tried to have an adult conversation because they were actually nice people. They were just butt naked. And, you know, I'm trying to have an adult conversation with these people after the show, but everything keeps bringing me back to the fact that they're naked. I'm having a discussion with this guy, and he says, I don't know which way you lean politically, but personally, I lean to the left. And I'm like, no, you definitely lean to the right. But I have a new rule. If I'm talking to you and you're naked, if I'm sitting down, you have to sit down too. I felt like a 2-year-old during feeding time. I was like, if he starts talking about here comes the airplane, I'm leaving. That is not okay. Now, despite the fact that I wear dresses, I'm actually not a huge fan of the penis, right? And I feel like I gotta say that on stage, because a lot of times I'll be on stage and I'll get off stage and they'll be like, hey, you know, guys will be like, hey, you were funny, would you care for some penis? And they usually sound like that. And, would you care for some penis? 20 minutes before cross burning, would you care for some penis? And I'm not, you know, they're like, would you care for some penis? And I'm like, I'm nice about it. I'm like, no thanks, brought some with me. Brought some with me. And then people are like, no, you wear dresses, you gotta be gay. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. See, I just told you that I wasn't gay. So if I was gay, that would mean that I was in the closet, which would mean that I was standing in front of my dressing room going, I'm gay. But I don't want these people to know that I'm gay. Better put on this dress. That'll dissuade them from my homosexuality. That's silly. So, I've been thinking a lot about religion, and I've come to the conclusion there are some things that could use some clarification. Like, you've seen the bumper stickers and the bracelets that say WWJD. You all know what that stands for, right? What would Jesus do? He would play shitty bluegrass music, apparently. Missed that part of the Bible. Explain Satanism. No, you know, you've seen this as what would Jesus do? That's a trick question because Jesus has options that you don't. Could you imagine if you were on a cruise ship and it hit an iceberg and started sinking, everybody's running, oh my God, we're going to drown! What would Jesus do? Jesus would walk home. Not sure how that helps you is what I'm saying. Here's another religion question I have. This was very popular in the 80s, right? People would stab their whole family, you know, because it was Tuesday or whatever. And it was very popular in the 80s. And when they asked them why they stabbed their whole family with a sharpened fork, what would they say? Does anybody remember?
The devil made me do it.
Yeah, they would say that Satan made them do it. How come nobody ever asked these people, what are you listening to Satan for? Is he really the go-to guy? I mean, let's look at his track record. Remember the Garden of Eden? How do you get 2 people evicted who already live outside? Anybody from New York here? One person. All right, I have a question because, you know, why are people from New York so freaking arrogant about it? Like, I had a friend who visited me from New York, and I'm showing her around Baltimore, and I'm like, so, Baltimore City, what do you think? And she's like, it's a nice little town, all right, Ravens are pretty good, but, where's the nightlife? New York has this great nightlife. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. I tried to do the same thing when I went up to visit her. She was like, so Greenwich Village, what do you think? And I'm like, this is all right, but where's all the syphilis? Baltimore has all the best syphilis. I'm a big fan of like different cultures and things, and except for the culture that produced that music. I mean, I would explore it more, but I don't like swinging from a neck, you know. It ruins your foundation when you're swinging from your neck. Oh, speaking of doing things that involve your neck, don't tell Steve Biggs that I'm a guy. $5 is $5. We're living in a recession, okay? But yeah, I like to learn about different cultures and things, and doing that with a comedian's mind brings you to some weird places. Like, everybody here has heard at least one Your Mama joke, right? Do you think they do that in other countries? Do you think if you go to India, they're like, Sanjay, your mother's so fat, her dot looks like a manhole cover? You go to Somalia, Mabutu, your mother is so fat, her weight is 3 digits. How old are your mama jokes? Do you think like during World War II when the Nazis had time to kill, they're like, Heinrich, your mother is so fat when she goes see Kyle, she knocks the golf with the tower. Do you know what the best part is about having your ex-girlfriend tied up in your basement? It's that you can joke about it at a comedy show and nobody takes you serious. That's it for me. Thank you all very much.
She's wonderful, I tell you. Wonderful. And $5 was a bargain. Though I didn't understand why the lights had to be all the way off. Just saying. I love the vodka. Thank you. Hold on. Cheers for everybody that's staying along. Wow. Remember, heart medication, Valium, vodka. It's a good way to live. We do have a surprise guest for you people. Especially you, with whatever is growing off of your head. The only DJ ever, the only white DJ ever to be on Soul Train. He is Don Cornelius' personal music consultant. He's ready. I'm booking him to play the Isles of Trinidad. For those that know the Isles of Trinidad, very, very popular with this guy. Please welcome MC Fat.